Hi Tej, this is Coach Snow from Sharp Aquatic Image. We're going to take a look today at your videos from our swim session we had at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. The videos are going to be done sometimes in slow motion and sometimes full speed, but we're going to have a really good chance to look at your technique. Then maybe let's find some ways to improve on your technique. I'd like you to review this video and the commentary with your own coach at Mississauga. Now our approach off the wall on our dolphin kick is good. We want to keep the feet really snapping well. Let's not let the feet slow down or stop at all on that dolphin kick. Here's another chance to look at it in a little slower motion. You can see how the feet are going to snap and then they're going to get stuck a little bit, right? Keep the feet working up and down. Don't let the feet stop. It's a nice butterfly. It's nice and long on the back end, which I really like. It's so important to have a long fly. Hands have got to really snap through right to the very back, right? I remember asking you to have a nice clean entry on that front end of the butterfly. Let's make sure we get on top of the elbows and enter right at the inside of your shoulders, right? Full through, all the way through, snapping as wide as we can on the recovery. That kick seems to be a little bit better there, right? Now, we had a chance to see one video there of your breath. Let's see if we can work on getting that breath a little sooner in the stroke. Coming up a little bit late on the recovery, on our breath. We want to try and breathe a little bit sooner in that butterfly, right? We're going to drive through. You see how we're lifting our head as we're recovering? We want to start lifting that head as the hands are passing through past the top of our bathing suit. Let's clear the water. Sometimes we're coming through a little bit low and we're kind of catching the top of the surface. Keep on top of the shoulders. Let's clear the air nice and clean on that recovery, right? Our goal on our fly kick is to make sure we work that second kick right at the same time our hands are finishing. We're kind of missing the timing a little bit on that sometimes. Finish the stroke all the way through, and that's when we really extend the kick. Right at the tail end of that stroke. Here's your backstroke. You've got a pretty nice backstroke. It's a good rotation. I like the shoulder rotation, but I just wish it would snap a little bit tighter, a little faster on the shoulder rotation. And one little thing, let's get those fingers together. It's a pretty good catch on the front end, but let's keep the hands a little wider, a little longer, because we're kind of turning over a little too soon, and the hands coming out with the palm up. We want to leave with the back of the hand coming out of the water first. Here we go again. Good dolphin kick. Let's not lean back, look back so far on that first couple of strokes, right? Now, one of the things I'd like you to think about is how low your hips are in the water right now. We want to try and get our hips up. Good backstrokers have a nice, long, flat body position, so we want to get our hips up a little bit. I know we talked about your kick here. We have to have the kick a little smaller and a little snappier. Point the toes in, and let's not let the legs snap to the side so much. We want to try and kick up and down, and let's not let the knees break the surface while we're doing that at the same time, right? And here's your breaststroke. You've got a pretty good breaststroke. Now I'd sure like to see if you can get those elbows driving underneath the shoulders a bit faster and get through the front end of the breaststroke a little cleaner. We're stretching in front, but we're really not getting that distance that we want to get on the kick. We want to have a good stretch on the kick, get some distance on the kick. Over half of the distance from breaststroke is from the kicks. And as our feet finish, we want to try and raise the heels a little bit to get maximum distance on the kick, right? You have your hands recovering out of the water just a little bit, that's okay, but let's make sure we don't let our elbows come out of the water. That would be an illegal stroke technique, right? And we've talked at the pool about working on the timing of your breathing. I would like to see if you can pop up a little bit later and a little more of an angle coming up. You're climbing out just a little bit too early in the stroke. Let's see if we can pop up a little bit later. as the elbows drive under the shoulders, not under the ribs, we pop up a little bit. You know what that lets us do? It lets us raise our heels to kick, not drop our knees so much to kick. It's a bit of a climbing breaststroke, I call it, as opposed to a popping breaststroke. We want to try and pop up a little bit. It is your best stroke. You're going to do great in this stroke. I just think you have a great opportunity to get a little more distance on the kick after we drive forward from the higher body position. And here's our freestyle. Now, this is hard to explain verbally, but let me tell you that I think you should be working the elbows leading the recovery. You're kind of letting your hands work the recovery. Let's get our elbows up, almost as if we're letting our fingers drag along the surface of the pool. The recovery is a little high, and you can see how the shoulders are rotating so far in front, you're kind of going back and forth a little bit. Let's not reach out quite so far, and let's keep our head in one straight line. We're kind of leaning over to the side a little bit when we go to take that breath. Let's start that dolphin kick a little sooner on that freestyle breakout. Let's not breathe on the first stroke. See how high the hands are when you go to take that breath, right? Finish the back end. You know, I know you're trying to really work the speed on the back end, but after we do that, we want to try and get the elbows up, not let the hand come around so much. You can see it here in slow motion. See how that hand's flicking up? Just let the elbow come up. Keep the hand lower and closer to the surface. Keep an eye on that kick. You see how the feet are separating a little bit? We want to keep the kick up and down, non-stop up and down. But you see they're separating a little bit too much to the side. Keep the kick working up and down. Now, good freestylers have a strong back end. You're working the length of the back end, which is good, but we have to have fast hands on the back of the stroke. All right? Let's keep an eye on the head position. The head position is bouncing a little bit. We want to just try and rotate the head, not drop the head and lift the head when we're breathing and not breathing. Keep the head in a steady line. Think about driving your ear to the bottom of the pool. Anyway, it was fun working with you throughout the various weeks this summer. I know we'll see you at a meet this year, and I'll see you at the Mississauga camp at the end of August. Have a great couple of weeks, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.